What is up, folks? Stephen here from Moving to Canada, and boy oh boy have we just had a month in Canadian immigration news. So if you want to know more about how this strike will affect your applications to live and work in Canada, what's going on with the minimum wage, and so much more, then keep watching because it's time for our monthly roundup. So first up is the elephant in the room that's running around the china shop. It's the government strike. Firstly, what's actually happening? Well, the largest public sector union in Canada are on strike. The union has nearly 111,000 members who work largely in administrative, clerical and maintenance roles. Now, the workers are mainly looking at increased wages and also challenging some of the return to office rules forced onto them. We all just want to work from home, right? But there are also some appeals for better job security and addressing systematic racism in the workplace. The strike is expected to create delays to immigration and income tax services, so yeah, it's not an ideal situation for all of us, myself included, who has an application submitted for permanent residency. But what does it actually mean and what can we do about it? Well, strike or not, it seems IRCC still refuses to give us any real information about delays in processing times or what they expect to happen. On the Government of Canada's website, they state, with regards to processing of applications, there will be a limited capacity during a strike, so delays in processing are expected. This includes delays to applications currently being prioritised. Now, will this mean that there will be a pause on express entry draws, or IEC applicants who are waiting to get their POE, people who've applied for an extension on their PGWP? Based on the two-line descriptor they offer, it seems so. But once again, we don't know for certain, I'm afraid. Now, what we do know for certain is that IRCC has since come out and stated that online self-serve self-tools will still be available, like application status tracking, for example. So you can rest assured you should be able to track your application during this whole ordeal to know exactly how delayed it's going to be. Great. The main takeaway from the webpage is that you can still apply online to extend your stay in Canada during the strike. There are a list of conditions that must be met to be eligible for this though, including your extension application being submitted online, unless you're exempt, and that the application must be complete by including biometrics, fees and whatever else is required. Most importantly though, you must submit your application before your temporary residence status expires. So don't wait until the last minute to get your extension application submitted. If you want to check out exactly how the Government of Canada is saying this strike will affect you and your application, then check out the link in the description of this video to see a list of FAQs so you can read through them in your own time. Look, we get that it's a pretty stressful and frustrating time for many of our community out there, myself included. So if you want to make sure that you are kept in the loop about any changes to application processing times and strike delays, then make sure you subscribe to this channel and sign up for a free Moving to Canada account where you'll get the latest updates as they happen. And then, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has updated its website with further instructions on how PGWP holders can apply for their extensions. In last month's update, we told you that PGWP extensions are now a thing. Yay! But it appears IRCC may have messed it up, as PGWP extension applicants reported receiving incorrect expiry dates on their new work permits issued by IRCC. All potentially down to some pretty poor instructions on IRCC's part. That is a lot of P's. Essentially, if your PGWP is expiring in 5 months and your request for an extension is approved by IRCC, you will only get an additional 12 months of an extension instead of the maximum 18 that had been previously stated. PGWP applicants were understandably nervous about delays in their extension being processed and began applying for an extension with a few months left on their current permit, and in doing so, they actually reduced the maximum amount of time that they could get for their extension. Now, IRCC have since updated their instructions to clarify that extensions are up to 18 months from extension approval date by IRCC and not additional 18 months from the date of expiry of your PGWP, which kind of seems like IRCC are backpedaling and throwing PGWP holders under the bus a bit. Our advice, maybe don't apply too early for your PGWP extension to try and get the most amount of months possible. Also though, definitely do not leave it until the last day. The IRCC website is notoriously glitchy and you don't want a technical fault to be the reason that you lose your status. And finally, the end of March saw the annual budget announced. Yes, I know that it is not technically a part of the April rundown, but we try to make these videos a few days prior to the end of the month so we can get them out on time, which means we're covering this now. Firstly, the federal minimum wage is increasing from $15.55 per hour to $16.65 per hour. Woohoo! In provinces where the minimum wage is greater than the federal minimum wage, employers must provide workers the higher of the two. Now, while we will always celebrate when there is more money in our pockets, you should know that there is still a massive difference between minimum wage and living wage in every province across Canada. So, yeah, how about we start reaching at living wage, folks? Also, the budget allocated $123.2 million to support Francophone immigration. The funds are partially allocated for Canadian employers to recruit French-speaking foreign workers, as well as increasing settlement support for these newcomers once they arrive in Canada. Canada is also proposing $10 million over 5 years, with $14.6 million in remaining amortization for IRCC and the IRCMP. That's these guys. This money will be used to implement biometrics, which will help expedite the processing of citizenship applications. The funding will build on Canada's changes to the immigration system, including the introduction of online citizenship testing and ceremonies. Just a shame they can't find some money in the budget to help solve the ongoing strike issues. Well, that is all from me, folks. A wild rollercoaster of a month for Canadian immigration. What will happen next, we do not know, but we do promise that as soon as we do, we'll be making a video. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss out.